Yes, sir.
Our starters for the West have already been named. You have LeBron, who's the captain. Luka Doncic, his first All Star appearance. James Harden, AD, and Kawhi Leonard. Then for the East, you have Giannis, you have Joel Embiid, you have Pascal Siakam, his first All Star, Trey Young, his first All Star, and Kemba Walker. So those are your starters. But as we go through every year, there's always a player or five who we think should have made the All Star list. Who's that one player for the West that you have that should have made the All Star list?
I'm gonna go with my boy D Book.
Yeah, bro. D Book.
D Book averaging 27 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 51% from the field goal, 37% from the 3-point line, 92% as a free throw. Why isn't he in the All-Star game?
You know, I've seen this. Him and Bradley Beal are the only two players to average 27 or more points and not be in an All Star in the last 35 years. So I have Devin Booker on my list too, but out of the entire West, who would you take out for him?
I did a little research, man. You know, I'll come ready. I said Chris Paul or Westbrook.
Whoa.
Paul is averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 47% from the field.
But what Paul is doing to that Thunder's team, that's a stat that you can't look at. He's leading this Thunder's team to the playoffs, and they're not like an 8th, they're like a 6th this seed. So he's not just barely getting them in.
They're sitting at 7 right now.
Yeah, and they're beating good teams. They're beating top teams from the East and from the West. That what he's doing with this team is nobody expected him to do.
Of course.
Nobody expected the Thunder to be this good. So I'm fine with CP3 being up there. Me personally, I'm taking out Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, he's young. Devin Booker's been in the league more years than him. So if he didn't make the All Star this year, it's not like it's a tragedy. We will all understand if Donovan Mitchell was left off, and this is his first All Star. So it's not like we named an All Star this year. We're not going to name him. I mean, last year we're not going to name an All Star this year. And then his Devin Booker stats are just overall they're better. With Donovan Mitchell, his team is 4th in the West, but he has 6 other players that are in double figures. And then him and Bogdanovich are both averaging 20 or 21 or more points. Devin Booker, he's the only person that's averaging 20 points on his team. The next person, I believe, is 18. So he's averaging 10 more than the next leading scorer on his team. He literally has a team on his back. But Donovan Mitchell has an off night. That means Rudy Gobert can have a good night, or Bogdanovich can have a good night, or
Forgot they got Mike Conley too.
That's what I was about to go to next. Or Mike Conley can have a good night. There's people he could fall back on. When you look at the Suns, who's Devin Booker gonna fall back on? And Devin Booker has 10 points that night. Who are we gonna expect to put up those 30 points that they need to win?
I wouldn't say 30, but I think that Oubre, I wouldn't say can do it, but he's capable of doing it.
And he's the second leading scorer on the team. And then you gotta think about it. Their big man hasn't been there. He got suspended 25 games. So he's been doing this without their best big man on the team. And they do have Aaron Baines now, which he helps out. But it's Aaron Baines. I see the face that you're making. But that's my whole point. Devin Booker is this team. without Devin Booker on this team, we're not talking about them potentially making the playoffs. We're talking about them potentially getting LaMelo as the number one overall pick.
I can see, honestly, just get Book out of there, man.
Honestly, send him to LA.
Put him on a team like the Thunder.
Him, CP, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? That's tough. That's tough. So do you start Shea at the 3? Or do you have Shea come off the bench?
Honestly, I go small.
You go small ball? I feel that.
Chris, Shea, Book at the 3. Gallinari at the 4. Adams at the 5.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's a great lineup. So what about the East?
Like the other person he said, when my boy Brad Bill, averaging 28, 4 and 6, 45 from the field, 32 from the 3-point line. I mean, if he had more help.
Yeah, I feel like if John Wall was there, they'd at least be back to their number 8 seed spot.
I mean, my stats are a couple days old. There's only 5 games out of 8.
Yeah, they're not doing bad. And then if you look at Bradley Beal's last 5 games, bro, he averages 39 points in the last 5 games. And that game that he had against the Hornets, he went out to make a statement that, hey, y'all messed up. And my problem with the All-Star is it's not. I don't really.
All the players are on playoff teams.
Nah,
most of them.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say when you look at it, it doesn't really tell you who's the best players in the league right now. And it tells you who the most popular players in the league are right now because it's all fan based. Your captains are based on who has the most fan votes. Your starters based on who has the most fan votes. Your reserves are based on are picked out of who has the most fan votes. So I feel the league, they need to redo this so it can be true to what an All-Star is. When you look at Pro Bowl, they don't have this conversation, oh, this person got left out. This person most definitely should have been a Pro Bowl player this year. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA needs to get with the NFL, figure out what the NFL does so that they don't have that problem. But who would you take out? You gotta take somebody out of the roster.
That was tough for me.
You need me to list out the reserves for you?
Yeah, I didn't put his name down.
Okay, look. So you got Bam Adebayo, Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, Javonte Sabonis, Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton, and Kyle Lowry.
My choice, it was tough. It was between Kyle or Sabonis.
I actually like Sabonis. Sabonis, he's leading his team in scoring. He's doing the most of the workload for his team. I take out Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry this team is second in the East, but like we said with Donovan Mitchell, he has teammates to fall back on, like Pascal Siakam, blow it up this year. Fred VanVleet, blow it up this year.
Playing better than him sometimes.
Exactly, and then you also have Patrick McCaw. He's starting to find his groove now. So he's playing good too.
OG.
Oh yeah, and OG Anunoby. And then out of four out of their 5 starters averaged 15 or more points. You know how much simpler that is when you go into the night and hey, if I don't like hoop out tonight, there's 3 other players that are in our starting lineup that are gonna have 15 or more points. So Kyle Lowry has to go. He reverts back to his hustle plays, and we see what he could do in the finals last year, where he played great in the finals in like Game 6, but it was like Game 3 where he wasn't really there. He was doing the hustle stuff. Taking charges, playing defense, rebounding, passing the ball. So we don't get that consistency from Kyle Lowry that we should of an All-Star.
And he's definitely shown his inconsistency in the past.
Yes.
Of not showing up even in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I would leave Kyle Lowry out. He hasn't done enough for me this year. And he's not shooting. He's shooting 85%. He has 7 assists, but he's not doing it. All his best stats are the hustle stats. The assists, the steals. It's.
I agree.
I'd have to leave him out of here. Well, that's all we have today, man. Once again, I appreciate you for joining us today.
For sure.
All right, good eat. Oof. We'll see you guys later. My name is Lamarck Wiley Jr.
I'm Nashawn Anderson, and hey, Dane, keep bowling, bro.
Oh yeah, Dave, you've been going stupid. Keep hooping, bro. I love it.
MVP numbers. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.